Hey y'all, this is the collector on the corner's wife, Debbie, and there's the collector, Randy. What have you got to tell me today?
Well, today,
Yeah?
I'm going to do a chainsaw video.
Oh.
No, they don't get as many likes and views and comments as videos of Debbie taking me for a ride in an old junk truck and working on old Dodge and stuff, but it's part of what I do, so I'm going to do it anyway. Even if it don't hardly get any views, because there might be one or two people interested in it. I know I'm interested in this sort of thing. Well, y'all know I went to Texas to get that LCS chainsaw, and I had one.
Yes, I know you went to Texas.
I had one.
Uh-huh.
And here is the remains of it. And what it was, where I got this,
Uh-huh.
I was in a state auction. I bought a 34-foot gooseneck stock trailer. And it was packed full of stuff, and it sold right at the last of the auction, after dark, and it was just full of guard junk and household trash and everything. All the tires flat, and I bought it for $500. It's up here to Alton, Missouri, not very far. So I went up there the next day, and I put 4 tires and wheels on it and put them behind that little 71 truck that got a gooseneck ball and pulled it home. And inside I found a Remington chainsaw, a David Bradley chainsaw, an almost new XL12 automatic handle. Hadn't hardly been used, but somebody let a tree or something get on it because the handle was broke and the different stuff was broke on it. And I got it running, used it for a long time. Still got it.
Okie dokie.
And this LCS saw. And this sit up there, and I think the cow manure in that trailer eat that up. And it had a belt on here. It's a belt drive, and the belt done broke. But that ain't locked up, and I just started tearing it down.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, and that other one that I just bought, I didn't like the looks of the end of that spark plug. I was thinking that thing ain't gonna fire. It ain't gonna make the sparks. So I tore this down pretty far, down to the crankshaft. And I got my drill here, and you got to rotate these the other direction if they're gear drive, but this is not a gear drive, but it's belt drive. You'll rotate it the right direction. And if you look at that sparker,
No, I don't see nothing.
get right here.
Get right here.
It really sparks beats band.
Yep, I've seen the sparks in.
And they tell me, the other guys on the internet that work on these say that coil and stuff just don't grow on trees, just almost impossible to find. So that made me feel good. I
Well,
said,
you
I can
could
get it
plant
running.
it and then see what happens.
I can get it running because I've got a good coil and all that on it. And I tore us down the carburetor and all the handle and stuff was pretty decent on it. Cylinder decent. Then I put all the parts in this bucket. See? That's the crankshaft bearings and the rod caps in this little can here. And what I'll do, I'll spray all that stuff down with motorcycle chain lubricant. And put this metal lid back on this can. And I might write on the lid what it is, so what my estate sale, that somebody will know what's in there.
Randy.
But anyway, that's where I'm gonna store that. Okay,
You forgot the lid.
I know it. I ain't ready to put it on there yet, but I'll seal it down where it can't come off. Okay, so then I got to look at that other saw this morning. Debbie had to go town.
Go to the docker. Go to the docker.
Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll mess around with it. And it was making fire. I had to make me a little jumper wire.
Jumper wire.
To go around here so I could get that to the spark plug. But it's sparking.
Oh, boy.
So I primed it and I could get it to run. But it just run off of prime and it wouldn't run off of the carburetor. So I pulled this little cover off the side right here. There's a fuel shut off. And there's a hose in there and a filter, and I cleaned that filter, and there was some old gas in there, but this had been turned off.
Oh.
So it hadn't got to the carburetor.
Well, good.
Until I opened it up and let it in there today. So I flushed the tank out.
Goober head.
I sprayed some gum out, carburetor cleaner into that filter.
Come out.
Blew it out my compressor. And I got that filter real clean, and I got it getting gas to the carburetor, and I still didn't want to run.
Well, are you going to start it or not?
Yeah, I'm fixing to. So then I turned it over. And I pulled the bottom off the carburetor, and the float was good and all that. And I cleaned. Somebody had already been in this carburetor, and I worked on this carburetor. And it turned out that this hose. Right here. Look at this hose. This hose right here. It's supposed to be like this. It's this type hose. And it was the same shape as this. See, it's how it's got a spring inside. That's because you turn that carburetor sideways. So there's the hose off of it. And I took the ends off the hose and put that piece of Tygon line on there, but it's so stiff I can't turn it.
Oh, no.
Okay, but
I knew there was a but.
these ain't got a throttle lock. So I'm using this little clamp here for a throttle lock. And let me see if I got it turned on. No, I do not.
I'm backing away.
Always check, turn the key on. Now see, I've been running it. Now that starter don't want to work.
You knocked your doohickey off.
Not beat, just tap.
Okay, you tapped your doohickey off. Oh boy, I heard it backfire. What'd you say?
However,
I'm a little deaf here.
this lock, it locks it in position.
It's
ain't
locked?
working.
Oh dear.
And this is real loose right here. See how
Yes,
loose
I
that
see
is?
that. You better be careful.
And this button
Yes.
don't seem to be working right.
Okay. Well.
Here's the parts off my other saw. See how far out that button comes and how nice that works?
Oh yeah, that works.
See that lock?
Nice. Oh yeah.
That lock's positive.
So you're gonna swap them.
And it's got good seals. Seems to be, you know, listen here. See, I can wobble. And what it is, I can't get the idle right because it's sucking air. It's leaking. And then at the end of this carburetor, right in there, that's a rubber seal. That black piece right there. That's rubber seal. And that rubber seal, if I can source it new, I'll buy it. But if I can't, I may just clean this carburetor real good and put this carburetor on them.
Okay.
But I gotta get in there, and there's a guy, Map or something or other. He makes that cover for the side. And he's got this little rubber boot that comes over the top of the spark plug. You can buy that from him. He's got that.
Oh boy.
That.
Oh boy.
And he's got these fuel lines.
Oh boy.
So I'm fixing to get Miss Debbie in there on YouTube.
No, you're not.
On eBay to order them for me.
If I do,
And
I'm ordering.
I'm not gonna mess with that no more. This is that cover.
If I do, I'm ordering a diamond ring.
This is that cover. That was on my junk saw, my parts saw.
Okay.
It's supposed to fit on here.
It doesn't.
There it goes.
Oh darn.
See?
It fit.
But I might have to do something about that spark plug boot.
Okay.
But that's that cover. And
okay. Well,
I
what?
could have sold that cover, but I kept it because I said I might find another one.
Okay. What about the double doohickey?
Okay.
The double.
But that's my. But I got it running. I'm not gonna saw with it. But that.
Why not?
Well, the fuel
Oh, that's right.
I had the idle screw, the air screw. I had to screw it all the way down, and I had to screw the field screw out like 4 turns to get it to run that good. I've been tuned and messed with that. Okay.
Okay, someone asked about this one, didn't they?
Yeah. This is a David Bradley. It's what they call I'll get it up here in this water tank.
Yeah, get it in the water tank.
It's called a 360. 360. It's gear drive. And that motor rotates the opposite direction of a direct drive motor. It's reverse deal.
David Bradley.
Okay. What the deal is...
What is the deal?
It originally came 1 bar.
It originally came with 1 bar, okay.
And you can put the bar out here. Or you can put the bar out here.
Well, then how come someone put 2 bars on it?
Well, I got a junk David Bradley.
Oh, so
I
you
took
did
the
that?
studs and the pieces off of it so I could put 2 bars, 2 sprockets.
So you did this goobery thing?
Yeah, I did this.
And you thought it was what, cool?
Well, it's one of them things. And believe it or not, both these bars are the same length. I know this one sticks out further, but this chain's longer.
But
this chain here's got a few more links in it than this one.
Look at how little the firewood's going to be when you cut it.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty short pieces, ain't it?
Unless you cut it the other way so they'll be long.
But this saw don't run.
Oh, it don't run?
It don't make spark.
It's just for looks?
Yeah, just for...
Conversation piece?
Just for people to say, what the heck's that?
What in the heck is that, Randy?
Anyway, but it don't make no spark.
Oh,
points
man.
or something, and I haven't been into it. And on the back, it's broke.
It's got a boo-boo.
Yeah, see where it's cracked. And it's sit on concrete, and this has got 8 up.
Oh, you got a bunch of boo-boos.
But it just...
You better get some JB Weld.
Yeah, but I could JB Weld that and make aluminum plate with some angle pieces to go over that, or steel. Something I could take off so I can get the carburetor.
Well, you might as well put a wheel on it.
It's one of them deals. I might get it running someday. You know,
and you
it's
might
not a priority.
Okay, it's not a priority.
Okay, that LCX 26 is the second chainsaw. One-man saw like that. Barrel saw that Homelite made. They call them barrel saws.
Barrel saws.
They made one before that. It's called a MCS 20.
Called a whiskey barrel saw?
Well, if you drink whiskey. So, I would like to have one of them.
What, a whiskey barrel saw?
No, MCS 20. And what I've got this 550.
Is that not as good as a MCS whiskey barrel saw?
I bought this up on the Z Highway.
How come you can remember where you bought this stuff?
Up there by West Plains, Missouri. And I bought every chainsaw there that day. And I bought a C5.
Oh, so you were the one.
And this 550.
I
bought a 925.
And you remember everyone.
And an XL12. And bought 7 of them little Super 2 Arborist one-man saws.
Why?
And all of them make spark, and you could prime them, they run, but they're the dirtiest saws I ever seen in my life. They was caked.
You mean they belong to you?
And this in here is about half plastic and new. And I've had it run and I've used it. And I didn't use it very long, and it got where it didn't want to tune right. And I've determined that the intake boot for the carburetor has went bad.
It probably has.
So, as old as it is, I'm going to go ahead and order that intake boot before I even tear into it. Even if it's good, I'm going to change that. And I'm going to get it running good again.
And sell it.
It's got a new chain on it. I put a brand new chain on it.
You're going to sell it, right?
New. And the darn thing cuts crooked. Because see how that chain will wobble in that groove?
Put some
glue. The groove in the bars wore out. I want everybody to know this.
Well, put some glue in it where it'll hold it in there.
Well, you can squeeze that bar back together. That bar can be refurbished.
Oh.
But
I knew there's going to be another
I would
but.
trade this saw.
You would,
for MCS 20.
For a 60.
MCS 20. I would trade this for MCS 20 equal value.
He would trade it for a 60 Pontiac Catalina 4-door.
And I'd even drive a ways.
And he would even drive to get it.
Yeah, I'd even drive to get it.
To get the Pontiac.
But I don't care for the
Pontiac.
There's nothing really wrong with this saw. It's a good saw.
Nothing wrong with it?
I just don't care for the 550s. I don't care for the 150s.
We just
or
can't
the
drive it.
350s
Or
or the
I can't
450s.
drive it.
I just don't care for the 50 series saw. Also,
I knew there was an also.
I would trade this for a XL 500. Not the old antique 500
XL
from the
500
50s,
Ford
but that 500,
Galaxy?
the 500 that was made in the 60s, it looks like XL 12.
66 Ford Galaxies? 500? Dadgum.
You used to have one of them one time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah, and you got rid of them on me, you
But
meano.
anyway, but I just thought I'd show that in case somebody be wanting to trade. It's pretty good saw.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's good use and saw. I used it for a month or two before that intake boot. It just probably old and brittle and vibrated and started leaking air. It's something that tends to go bad on these saws. So that's about it for the chainsaw deal.
Yay!
The filter's just filthy dirty, but I'm gonna clean all this up. And what I think I'll do is take this part, take this carburetor part, and take that cylinder and piston.
You know what'll clean?
All over to my
You know what'll
son's
clean that right up?
gasoline matches.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. I think I'll take it over to my oldest son's house. But there's a spark plug boot I might have to do something with that. So I'm gonna take it over to my oldest son's house, and he just bought.
Keep telling me that.
He just bought a new 5-gallon Sonic cleaner.
I think I'll take my dirty dishes over there.
But see how much better that throttle works?
Yes.
It comes out, and that lock works.
Wow.
I think this is a better part, and that's what I want to do. I took that one all apart. I want to use the very best parts to build one saw.
Wow.
You know.
Okay, sounds good to me.
It's quite possible I might sell some of them parts I don't use.
Really?
But I plan on sawing with this saw.
How about
one thing here.
all of them in there?
Yeah, I saw most of them.
No, I
Most
mean...
saws I get,
Uh-huh.
I've got the dogs for this saw. I'll throw them in with it.
Oh, you got dogs?
Yeah, well, right here, dogs.
Uh-huh. I know. I'm just joking with you.
I put 3 sets of dogs on this one.
Well, you need...
See, there's one here, and one here.
Well, you need 3 sets of dogs. You never know with us.
But I don't really plan on using this. I might get one. See, the handle just fell from the
Oh,
Well, I knew it was barely holding.
You goobered.
I finished her up, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Trying to show off your dogs.
That's one reason why I haven't got it going. Oh, well.
Yeah. Que sera, que sera.
That's one of the saws I got down at Paragould. When I bought them 20 saws for $95.
Uh-huh.
That's one of them $95 saws.
Oh, jeepers.
$4.50 saw.
Well, it was only worth $2 and 25
That's
cents.
been cracked a long time.
Because it broke.
Somebody probably threw it around
Like
in
you?
that building. Yeah, I just actually bumped it. I knew it was fragile. I shouldn't have did that.
Yep, you knew it was fragile.
But anyway.
But it ain't like you got anything place out here to set anything on.
Yeah. I hang it from the ceiling again.
How? It's got a part missing. Okay, well, you got anything else you want to say, Mr. Watts?
Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with saws or anything else, but it's got to do with Randall being mad.
What? Oh,
Somebody
are you mad at me?
had hung a lock right here.
Uh-huh.
And last night I come over here to close the shop, lock everything up,
Uh-huh.
and I put that lock on her and locked it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got over here today and I didn't have a key to fit that lock.
Well, it's not my fault. I didn't do it.
It looked like an almost new lock. Now, one of my grandkids hung that lock on there because the lock I had been using is right here.
Well, now you know how I felt when I had to go get you when you were stuck alongside the
I've
road
got keys to this
up
lock.
above corn, and you locked me in, and I had to take a hammer, and it took me 30 minutes to beat the lock off the gate.
So
you're
I
going to
come
cry.
over here with my air chisel.
Your air chisel.
Yep.
I didn't have an air chisel.
Well, and I cut them rivets.
I had to use my muscles.
And I chiseled that bottom off where this tumbler would fall out. Where I'd stick a screwdriver up in it. But I was locked out. I didn't like being locked out. I know Debbie was locked in one time.
Yes, I was locked in, and I did not like it.
See, if you want to get into a master lock, you know, all a lock does is keep an honest person honest. If you want to get into a master lock, you can take a chainsaw file or a flat file and you can saw all them rivets off.
I didn't have time to do that. You were stuck alongside the road, and I had to go save you.
Yeah, I know you did. Well, you can take them off. And I'm sure people got battery-powered drills. You can put a grinding rock on. You can get them off lickety-split. Then all you got to do is hit it right there in that bottom plate will fall out and tumble.
No,
but
I kept hitting.
Nothing. If somebody wants to break into a place,
yes, sir.
They'll get in there. There ain't no lock going to keep them.
That's right.
You know, keep them honest. You know, it's not going to happen. I mean, that lock right there, you can still put it on something, see?
Okay.
See, it's locked.
What are we going to put it on?
Oh, but it's locked. But all you got to do is do that right there. The screwdriver's unlocked.
Yay, that's the kind I want.
An honest person wouldn't go up and unlock it. You know, but if somebody's a sure enough thief, you ain't going to keep them out of it anyway. Well, I got my tea with me today.
Okay, and he's over being ticked, I think.
No,
Are you over being...
I kind of laughed about it because one of the grandkids did it. And I'm sure I know which one it was. And I bet you he has a key to it.
Oh, Jesus.
And because I'm old.
I mean, jeepers.
This particular one, I lock him out of here sometimes.
I know, you're mean-o.
Because he likes to go back there in the back on that great big TV and stuff.
And play video games.
And when he's bad, for punishment, I don't let him come in here. Because that's the only thing is better than spanking him or anything. It makes him behave. And he don't like it when Grandpa locks him out of here. And Grandpa had locked him out of here. And I'm sure he put that on there with thinking Grandpa will go over after dark and just put it on there. He's smart. I know which one it is. Now, I ain't going to say a word to him.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'll see if he says something.
So anyway...
Well, what happened to my lock?
Okay.
Let's say goodbye and good luck to him. We're still having fun. If somebody wants to trade saws, I'll go on a road trip. I'll make Miss Debbie go with me next time. She can be my navigator, or I'll be her navigator.
I'm not no good at navigator unless there's a big tree or a rock or a arrow pointing. I'm not no good.
You ought to hear her giving people directions. She said, you go down there, and when you come to this corner and there's an old junk John Deere tractor with a flat tire, you turn to the right there. And you go on down that road about 5 miles, and you'll see a mailbox with 42 bullet holes in it. And after you pass that mailbox, the next gravel road to the left, don't take it. You go past it, and there's another one on the left. That's the one you take. And you follow that down there till you come to a great big oak tree in the corner that's a squirrel den. And there's red squirrels that's living in it. I ain't ever seen a gray squirrel there. I've always seen red squirrel. And then when you get around that corner and you pass a yellow house, that ain't it. And then when you come to a house that needs painted, that's where you're going.
I wonder if them people ever made it. I wonder after I give directions if them people...
Well, I see them, they say, stop a minute, and they get out a pencil and paper and they'll let me write this down.
Well, anyway, y'all have a great day and don't take directions from me because I'm usually lost anyway. So anyway, y'all have a great day, and be sure and like and subscribe and make Randy happy. Look at him.
Yep.
He's
we
happy.
only like 16.
And anyway,
Been to 1,000.
you guys have the greatest of days. It rained here and stormed here like crazy, but luckily we're all still doing great. And
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people that had tornadoes.
yes, that's terrible. And we thank y'all. And please comment below. And y'all have the greatest of days. Bye.
Some of them might get a real kick out of that lock story.
It's